Hey, how's it going? I want to give you some quick safety warnings about the Dreadlock Sculpta. The Dreadlock Sculpta is a crochet hook that's made just for dreadlocks. It's much safer to use on your dreads than other crochet hooks, and I want to explain a couple of the safety features and also, give you some warnings about how not to use it so that you can guarantee that it's going to be 100% safe for your dreads. So the way the hook is shaped is unique. By tilting the hook, you can, let go of hair or grab hair depending on what you're trying to do. The hook is so small you really can't see, but it's basically like this. So the hook is facing away from the design.
The reason why I like the Lock Sculptor versus a standard crochet hook is that without having a hook that extends over the end of the shaft, it actually won't break any hair. You just pivot it one way or pivot it another and it comes right out. So you don't have any hair that's broken.
If I lift the tool up this way, okay, and I push it in that direction, away from the hook towards the design, it slides out without pulling at all. Like you can see, I'm barely touching it, barely holding it.
Push the opposite direction and out it comes.
And it slides right out of the dread.
It just pops right out.
Alright, and you can hear that sound. I'm going to bring it close to the camera. Okay, that's just the hook brushing against the hair. Alright, now familiarize yourself with that sound, because in a little bit I'm going to show you what it sounds like when hair breaks. It's a very different sound. Alright, so anyway, this is pushing it away from the hook. Now let's say I push it in the dread, okay, and then I draw it the other way. Look at that, completely different. Like it snags and hangs on, okay? And to pull it out, I'm really pulling, you see the hair coming out? I'm really pulling that out of the dread if I continue to pull that way. Now, at the same time, while it's hooked, if I just lift like that, it lets it go. All right, the hook is shaped specifically to do that. And we've worked with this tool and other versions of this tool for hundreds of hours in real dreads to make a tool that is very, very responsive and allows for that precise control so that you can be certain that you never break hair. Okay, so that's the first feature. The next feature of the Lock Sculptor is the size of the overall hook.
So it's a much smaller hook. I'll put these two together here so you can see. And as you can see, this one has a bamboo handle. It's more formed. It has little ridges in here for your fingers and your thumb. A little bit more control. You can bite down on it really good like that. Whereas this one is like, and it slips out, and it slips out, and it slips out.
Alright, the hook is designed to hold about 12 to 15 hairs. Okay, that is a full hook. So when you draw it in, after a certain point, it can't hold any more hair. So I grab a few loose hairs, okay, I slide them into the dread, and then as soon as it hits the surface of the dread, it picks up a few more, okay? At that point, it's full. It can't hold any more hair as it slides back through the rest of the dread. Alright, so there's no way that it can stress or pull or damage, and the hair that came in is hair that was loose over here and hair that was on the surface there, and it's only going to pull it approximately the distance of the dread. Okay? So really all it's doing is tightening the knots that are already there rather than pulling the hair and possibly breaking the hair. Okay? That's a really important distinction, and it's the reason why when you're working with it, I'll put it by the microphone there, well, when you're working with it you hear a sound like this, okay, just the hook, kind of like when it brushes the surface of the dread. That's the sound you get, okay? And you never hear it actually breaking or snapping the hair. So when you break and snap hair, I'll go ahead and grab some here and hold it down so it can't move, okay? And we'll listen to what that sounds like when you break it. See how loud that is? It's a very distinct sound, and now, that hair is actually damaged or broken off. See these pieces? They are no longer part of the dread. Well, when you work with the Lock Sculpta, you don't see that. You don't see pieces of hair falling off. I suppose if you used it incorrectly, like let's say you put the hook into the dread like this, and then you continued to pull or push towards the hook part and just yanked it, that would make a breaking sound. That would rip some hair. You can see tiny little hair ends there that have been damaged, okay? If you're doing that, you are misusing the tool. That's all there is to it. There's no reason to break hair with this tool. You have a level of control so that you can pull that in and leave it right in the center of the dread, never breaking any hair. You can actually work pretty quickly, and still work safely with this tool. But I recommend that when you're first getting started, you really take your time and focus on what you're doing and listen to it. Listen to the actual dreads. Generally you're working rather close to yourself, so it's easy to hear what's going on with it. Just be perceptive of that, and you really don't have to worry about breaking hair. You'll see other techniques, in other videos and stuff, where they basically take the crochet hook and they stab in and out of the dread like that. That is misuse of this tool. It might be proper use with some other crochet hook or something, but with a Lock Sculpta, that is direct misuse. That is violation of the terms and agreements for using the Lock Sculpta. So don't ever do that. The tool might not go as fast, but I promise you the results are going to be superior, and your dreads are going to live long and they're going to prosper. You're not going to destroy them, by ripping the heck out of them. The Lock Sculpta, when used correctly, actually increases the strength of a dread. Everything is more compressed and the dread is much stronger than before it's used. So that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck, have fun.
Wait, before I forget, you can't talk about safety and not mention the pointy end on here and your fingertips.
This tip is sharp like a needle. Actually, if you look at it really closely, it's not sharp, it's actually rounded at the tip, but it's so small that if you jam it into a finger, it will go right in, and
it would hurt really bad.
Like a bitch. So you want to make sure that you don't do that.
It really hurts. I've actually done it.
It has to be small because when you use it in the dread, it has to spread the hair apart, and go in between the hair in the dread. So obviously it has to be pretty tiny right at the tip. And the first part of it, like the first inch or so, is also really small so that it doesn't have to spread the hair apart. And when you're using it, you'll notice that as soon as you pull it out, the hair goes right back. It doesn't like leave holes or something. Larger hooks can do that. So anyway, just be really careful while you're using it. You
just don't stick it into any of your fingers, alright?
You don't want to hurt yourself. You might be able to like wrap tape around your finger or something if you keep doing it. That'll be good, while you're learning. But if you use the technique that I was showing you and you make that little pocket like that, you can do it with enough accuracy that you won't just be like wildly poking around.
Alright, it's imperative that you poke safely with this tool.
Another thing that really helps is if you put your fingertips together like that, you'll have something to kind of hinge off of, and it'll steady everything up so that you're not just like, because if you do that, you'll definitely stab yourself. And you won't want to do that more than once. Actually, just don't even do it once. Save yourself. Let me do it for you.
It really hurts. I've actually done it.
It sucked. So yeah, be careful and have fun.